So in this video we're going to be making this style, this beautiful style on the screen. So here I have my fabric for back and front. The difference between these two here is the zip allowance for the back side. So my measurement is going to be starting from this one, which is for the front. So I'll be coming down half an inch. Then I'm going to measure for my neck width. I'm going to be using 3 inches for the neck width. Then the neck depth for the back, I'm going to be making use of 0.75. Then for the front, I'll make use of 3 inches. Then the person's shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided by 2 is 8 inches. Then I'll add 0.25, 0.25 to join my sleeve back, right? So that's it there. Then I'm going to measure that too down to achieve my armhole. So this is it. Then I will measure it here too, which is here. So I'm going to make this into a straight line. Hope this chalk is obvious. Then I'm going to measure, I will come down 1 inch for my slope, which is here. I'll connect this to this for my slope. So I'll connect this line here this way for my slope, which is my guideline here. I'm going to place my tape through there. Then I'll measure down for my waist, and I'm going to be making use of 16.5, which is here. Then for my hip, I'm going to make use of 25.5, which is here. Then I'll use the remaining part for the length of the gown. I'll be making use of 42 inches for the length of the gown plus 1 inch to hem it at the down part. So I will make this into a straight line now. The person bust circumference divided by 4 is 9.5. So I'll mark it here. Then I will add half an inch for ease. Then I will add 1 inch for size seam. Then coming to the waist, person waist circumference divided by 4 is 9.0.25. I will mark it here. Then I will be adding 1 inch for ease, then 1 inch for size seam. Then our hip circumference divided by 4 is 10.0.75. Then I will add 1 inch for ease, then 1 inch for size seam. So I will just make this. Then what I have here is what I'm going to maintain to this down part, right? Then I'll divide what is remaining here. I'll divide it by 2. Here I have 7.5. I'll divide that by 2, which is here. Then I'll come in half an inch, which is here. I'll connect this to this to this. I'm going to come up here half an inch for shoulder seam allowance. I'm going to do something here for this back part so that the back will be to relax very well. So I'm going to come in half an inch this way. I'll connect it here and connect it to somewhere close to the hip area. So now I'll be cutting this out. I want to separate this front now, then cut the. So now the difference between these two now is I've already cut the neck for the front depth, which is here. So I'll remove my pin. I'm going to notch this waistline here so that when I want to sew it, it will align, right? I also notch this hip line here. And I'll remove this the pin. This is for the front and this is for the back. So I'll go back to my sewing machine. The first thing I will do is to sew this from this edge like this. I'm going to sew it to somewhere close to the hip. Then this other side is where I'm going to add my zip. So I'll sew it with my seam allowance this way to somewhere here and stop here. After which I'll open it up this way. Then I will place the front. I'll be placing the front right side face each other. I'll place them together this way. Then I'm going to sew the shoulder with 1/2 inch. So I will sew it with 1/2 inch together, right side face each other this way. I'll sew it with 1/2 inch. I'm going to leave the neck area because remember we're adding collar to this neck area, right? So I'll sew this side now. Then I also cut my pockets. I'll show different way to cut pockets in this channel, so you can check other of my videos how to cut pockets. I'm going to rush through this part, but you can still understand what I'm doing if you watch carefully. My pocket length is 9 inches and the opening is 7 inches, and I'm cutting it on fold. I'll place it and cut the other side, which is into 2 now. And you can see the way the slant, the curve is at the folded area. So this is my pocket, right? Now while I'm sewing this side, this is what I'm going to do. I'll come down 1 inch from here. I'll come down 1 inch this way. Then I'll mark my pocket opening is 7 inches, so I'll mark it here this way. So I'll make sure that this 7 inches here is also showing at this other side. It's also showing at this other side too. So remember that the cloth is facing right side facing each other, right? So I'll place my pocket. I'll take one of it this way. I'll place this one this way because I want to sew it outside. This is the right side of the pocket and this is the right side of the cloth facing each other. The right side of the pocket too is also facing each other. So what I'm going to do is that I'll take this way and I'll place it this way. I'm going to pin it. Then I'll pin it this way. Then I'll flip this over this way and I also pin this too this way. So now this is it now. So I'm going to sew this with 1/2 inch, right? I could sew it with 1/4 inch. Sew this side too with 1/4 inch. Then I will have it this way, right? So when I want to sew the side, I'm going to start with my 1 inch seam allowance at the side. I'll start with the 1 inch this way, sew it this way, sew it this way. When I get here, I will back stitch this here. Then I will also back stitch this way too. Then I will sew it this way. Sew it this place close. Remember this place is already close, right? I'll sew it this place so that I'll back stitch here. Then come here. I'll cut my thread here. Then start the sewing from here again. I'll back stitch here again. I'll sew this way, sew this way. Then when I got to this place, I also back stitch here. Then I'll enter my 1 inch for the side seam. Then I'll continue to sew it down. So in that way there will be opening at this area. So that's how to sew our pocket. I'm going to do the same thing to this other side too, right? So I'm going to go back to my sewing machine and sew this side this way with the pocket and sew my shoulder with my 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then I'm going to hem the down part with my 1 inch, right? I'm just going to fold it half an inch on half an inch, then I'll
After
sew it
which I
all
fix a
round.
zipper at the back and a basic sleeve at the armhole and two-piece collar at the neck. And this is how it came out. If you do not know how to cut or you want to learn the easier way to cut this collar, I will be dropping a link. I have a detailed video on how to cut this collar. Do well to watch it. See you in my next video. Bye.